Hello and welcome to the Geek Legion of Doom. This is going to be the update for August 2018, and we are going to get into some Blu-rays and DVDs, but first I want to go through a couple of other bits. Now, as you may or may not know, I have reached my 10,000 subscriber milestone. Woo! And I thought I would do some type of giveaway, so I went out trying to get a few bits for that, and I've picked up a few, and this is one of them. So this is actually an original 1975 soundtrack LP for the movie Jaws. This is not a re-released version. This is a genuine 1975 version, as it says right there, on LP vinyl. So this will be, I'm going to do like a mystery box style thing, but I'm going to show some of the stuff if people want it, and this will be one of them. So this is a legitimate 1975 LP for the soundtrack Jaws. So there you go. The second thing I picked up for the kind of a giveaway, I don't know, some people are interested in VHS tapes now. So I came across this Bruce Willis Sixth Sense box set. Oh, got tongue tied there. So this is a UK one, so it'll be PAL, so it's only going to be playable in the European countries, or not even European because I'm a French CCAM. But it's still a nice collectible piece, and obviously it has this nice little box set, and you open it up, you get this envelope, which we'll have a look at in a second, but you get this a digipack of the movie, so that in itself is pretty good, and you actually get some special features, which is quite unusual for a VHS. But what you also get is this envelope of art cards, and one of them actually has a little something extra on there in this form of a film cell. So there you go. That if someone wants this would be part of the mystery box. It's like I was saying, there's a few things that I can include. I'm going to bung in a load of stuff which is will be a surprise, but there'll be a certain amount which people can sort of say, yeah, I'd like that. So this will be one of those if people are interested. So there you go. So these two things will be available in the giveaway. Should anyone want one, let us know. And let's have a look what else we've got. And this is a Funko Pop Master of the Universe Stinkor, which is actually a scented one. And this was exclusive to San Diego Comic-Con, I believe. So yeah, it's pretty good. I haven't actually smelt it yet, to be honest with you. It's in this prop protector, and I haven't actually opened it up. And I've kind of took my foot off the pedal a little bit with Funko Pops, but I still have a soft spot for the Master of the Universe ones, especially the bad guys. So I wanted to pick this one up. So that is Stinkor. So let's get on to the actual films. I don't really normally show DVDs, but I just picked up a few that I thought might be worth showing you. Whilst I was on holiday, I just came across this movie. Never heard of it before. Hellman. It looks like a bit like a kind of a superhero movie, but with kind of sort of horror elements. I have no idea. I haven't watched it yet. Who knows? Hellman. Has anyone even heard of this movie? I managed to get this kind of this DVD Steelbook on eBay for pretty cheap. 2 discs. It's not great quality, it's not the best quality, it's chipping on the sides here, but I've never actually seen this particular Steelbook before. Obviously not an English one, I'm not quite sure which country it's from, but yeah, I haven't actually seen this particular Steelbook before, regardless of the fact that it's obviously a little bit battered, so it wasn't expensive, so I picked it up. I recently did my top 10 Gary Daniels movies, and I had seen Spoiler many years ago when it was first released, and I wanted to see it to basically obviously get ready for my top 10 Gary Daniels movies, as I couldn't really remember this one a great deal because I only had it on VHS. And so I had to get this German DVD, which I have done a review of this movie now, so it's up on the channel. Didn't get in the top 10, but this would probably be my number 11. It's a really decent, quite original science fiction movie in the kind of the line of Demolition Man, and not an action, not really a martial arts film, which is quite rare, especially for early Gary Daniels stuff. Anyway, I just wanted to point that one out. And then I've got a few films that have quotes on them. This one was actually reviewed by, I think it was Deadly Dames. And we've got a quote up here. So this was Mandy from Deadly Dames, obviously did that quote. And then we've got another quote here on the back. So Mandy from Deadly Dames, your words have been immortalised forever on the case of this movie. Anyway, so yeah, we got a quote on the front here, and then we've also got, I think, a quote here on the back. So there you go, 2 quotes there. There you go. And then finally for the DVDs we have Avengers Grimm, and this one was done by Paul from Buckaroobanzai, and also he does his Ballistic Blood Bullets vlog as well, and he has quite a obviously Avengers referencing quote on the front there, and we've also got another quote on the back. So that is Avengers Grimm. So on to some probably what you've come here for, some Blu-ray update action now. And the first one I'll show you is this TV miniseries called The Enfield Haunting, which is actually a miniseries that aired on Sky here in the UK. And it's actually the same subject matter that was covered in the Conjuring 2 movie. It's the same case. It plays out slightly different in this series, and it's actually a pretty good series. He stars Timothy Spall there, who is a fairly well-known English sort of character actor, but it's actually pretty good, pretty well made. You know, sort of effects and stuff like that, and acting and everything. It follows roughly the same story, the same thing that had the nun in it, of course. If you remember that, this is obviously it's the same story. The nun isn't in this one; that was just added on to the Conjuring 2, but the basic case is the same case. I also bought this movie, which was Peter Bates' Creature, of course, who did Jaws. Again, I wanted to review this one, so I needed to get a copy of it. And yeah, there are reviews on the channel on that one, and yeah, it's a Shark Man, essentially. Okay, on to some Mediabooks. I've got 2 Mediabooks for you this month. Right, so there you go. First one we talk about is Scarecrows. I love this movie. This is one of my favourite horror movies from the 80s, and there's actually a couple of different covers on the Mediabooks, all of which have got the same, I think they're the same amount of numbers on them, but I wanted to get this one. Fortunately, got a sticker over my numbered bit, but there you go. Because I like the cover. I wanted to get specifically this cover. There are a couple of others which were cheaper, but I wanted this cover because I actually love that image. It's fantastic, and I think this is about the 3rd time I've got Scarecrows now, so I've treble dipped on this movie. I wouldn't get any more unless it's a Steelbook that comes out, but yeah, love this movie, so I'm glad to get a kind of a limited edition version of it, and that is a Mediabook from NSM. There you go. Next Mediabook we're going to be talking about is a Deathstalker. Now, I literally got this the day I'm filming this, which is the 30th of August, and pre-ordered and it's turned up, and this is a limited vintage edition, so it basically, you'll see here, it looks like it's got a bit battered, but that's actually all part of the design. And this has actually quite a unique texture to it. It has like a kind of like a leathery texture that gives the impression that it's obviously like an old book or something. And yeah, it has a kind of like fake wear on it and stuff to make it look kind of, you know, somewhat kind of worn. Deathstalker, a series of 4 films, sword and sorcery films from the 80s that kind of were riding off the back of Conan kind of craze that was going on. I actually think the second film is the strongest in this series, but currently you can only get that on sort of, you know, DVD and stuff like that. But if I do like a Mediabook, I may well get these. This is probably the biggest budget, but I think the second film is probably the best in the series. So that is the Deathstalker Mediabook from the vintage collection, of which there are a couple of other ones as well. On to some Steelbooks. So this one I just picked up because it was fairly cheap, but I actually quite enjoyed this movie. It's actually a fun British comedy about a group of guys who trying to get some money, end up doing like a strip show. They made it into like a musical stage play and stuff as well. It's a pretty fun movie, and I like the actual, just the kind of the strikingness of this yellow sort of Steelbook. I think it's quite fun. Didn't pay a lot of money for it, but there you go. I also got the Purge Anarchy Steelbook. All the Purge films, this is my favourite, and I got this one from CX. Well, again, it wasn't a huge amount of money. It's a pre-owned one, but yeah, I really enjoyed the Purge movies so far. I've not actually seen the first one, however. So, but this one, out of the ones I've seen, the latter three, is my favourite. Although I think the Steelbook is somewhat boring, if we're being honest. And then I picked up, again for pretty cheap, I paid under £10 for this on a Predator 3D Steelbook. Now I know there has been just a new Predator Steelbook from Zavvi, but I don't have a 4K player, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in paying £30 for something which I'm not going to ever use. Even though, you know, I've got this on DVD anyway, so I probably would use that. So because it was relatively cheap, I didn't have a Predator Steelbook, so I wanted to get one. And there's that crap Italian version with the ridiculous, I'll call it pop art, but it isn't really. This one is quite good. There's actually a really cool German version of this, which has a lenticular magnet, which has the kind of the heat version, which I think looks pretty cool. But this is the UK version, and that is Predator Steelbook. Are you an Evil Dead fan? I've got 3 interesting things to show you. So actually, for some reason, I got loads of Evil Dead Steelbooks this month that I just happened to kind of manage to get hold of. First one is a German Evil Dead trilogy, obviously with the original trilogy with Bruce Campbell. So three movie Steelbook collection here. Now there's obviously a German titling here, so obviously this is the German translation of that film, with some really cool artwork, I've got to say. Obviously, you've got scenes from the movies on there. Pretty gory here. Yeah, so that's all 3 movies on Steelbook with some kind of quite unique artwork on there. And this actually only arrived today with Deathstalker, just in time to do this update. And then we go over to the States to get this Army of Darkness Steelbook, and I've seen this in a couple of other people's reviews. I think it's Screen Factory. I'm not really interested in whoever releases it, to be honest. If it looks cool or I want the movie, I'll get it. Don't care who releases it. But yeah, this is a neat, quite a neat design here. Artwork especially made for that. I do like the skeletons and stuff like that. Although I want Army of Darkness with the original cover with the kind of the reddish background and Ash holding his arms back. That is such great artwork. I really want it to look like that. So if they ever make it, I'll be getting that as well. However, I got a 3rd Evil Dead Steelbook, and this is going back to Germany. This is the 3D collector's version of Army of Darkness. Again, different artwork. This one is obviously exclusive to Germany. As you can see, you've got the German titles there. This one I got pre-owned, but I didn't pay a lot of money for it. I got it off eBay, and as it is pre-owned, I will open it up. That is the cover that I want of a Steelbook. This one here, I actually love that artwork. I suspect they don't do it because clearly Bruce Campbell is not anywhere near of that shape, but I just like the artwork. But yeah, it's a nice little Steelbook, I've got to say, and yeah, I've got, you know, I'm getting the quite Evil Dead collection and got Steelbook now. And there's another one that's come out in the UK that I've pre-ordered. I think that's due out in October. But yeah, that is my collection for update for August of 2018. It was my birthday, so I've got a couple of other extra bits. Let me know what you thought of the collection, updates, any ones that you particularly liked, and also are you interested in either of the Jaws LP or the Sixth Sense VHS box set for the contest? Let me know. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.